everybody, welcome to Mary's Craft Room, Sundays at 7. Tonight I want to share with you the wonderful new set that we have available while supplies last, called the Fitted Florets collection. So I was working on something and now I lost a page I wanted. There we go. All right, so tonight I'm going to show you the whole collection and 2 cards that I created today with my good friend Lisa, and we will make both of them, so my video is going to be a little bit longer tonight. But starting November 1st through January 4th, all customers are able to purchase this collection or just pieces of it, whatever you would like. So first of all, the whole collection includes 2 stamps. One is Christmas and one is birthday. And then in the birthday one, then there are all of these dies that go with it. Just wonderful, just beautiful. When I was creating today, so easy. This card, the stamp set and the dies just make the card itself. It doesn't take a whole lot to create the cards, and you'll see we're going to do these 2 cards tonight. And they're just beautiful using the DSP and a little bit of die cutting and stamping, and you've got a gorgeous card. So there's the frame florets. So again, you can buy the whole bundle, or you can buy this separate. You can buy the stamp separate, you can buy the die separate, or you can save 10% and get these as a bundle. The framed and festive seasonal Christmas stamp, gorgeous. I love the font, I love the messages. This one will only be during the special time of November 1st through January 4th. This one will be in the spring mini catalog, so that one will carry over. So there's the 2 stamp sets. They have bling, some gold bling that's really kind of cute. It's got little, looks like almost like little starburst on it. And they have the designer series paper. You will get a package of 2 sheets of each pattern that I'm going to show you here. Hi Mary. Oh, I'm glad you're anxious to see it. Hi Lynn. It is such a pretty product. I wasn't sure what I'd think of it, but I really, really love it. And again, so easy to work with. The papers are gorgeous. So here is a pretty pink pattern, or pretty floral pattern, and then just a solid blue behind. Let me get the colors for you. The colors included in this bundle are, in the DSP, are Balmy Blue, which I'm using tonight, Blushing Bride, which you'll see in this floral pattern here, Crushed Curry, which is also in that pattern, Evening Evergreen you'll see throughout most of the sheets, Night of Navy, Polished Pink, and Soft Succulent. So those are some of my favorite actual colors, so that's pretty cool. So 2 sheets of each. So this one is a little bit busier, and this one's just a little bit quieter on that side. I love this. This is what I used tonight, and look at the difference. Look at mine doesn't have white dots because I colored it in. When Lisa first suggested it to me, I'm like, I think I would like it white. And then I practiced on a little scrap, and I fell in love with coloring it red for Christmas. I think it's so cool. Then on the back side is a Blushing Bride and white sheet. And this is the one I used for the birthday card. Absolutely love it. The blues just pop together. So there's the green, the Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, the Balmy Blue, and the white. Really, really nice. And on the back side is a very pretty Soft Succulent, very subtle pattern. This one's a little bit busier again with the smaller flowers. And on the back side is really kind of a geometrical pattern. It's kind of cool. It looks like the Balmy Blue and Evening Evergreen together, and it's really a pretty pattern. Love this one. Can't wait to make a card with this one too. Polished Pink, Balmy Blue, Night of Navy. Really cool. I just love it. And then on this side, a Polished Pink. And this one is more blues and greens, a little smaller pattern. And on this side is an Evening Evergreen check, which would also be cool for a Christmas card. So that is the pattern. That's the whole collection. And now the whole collection, everything you saw there, you can get for $97.50. or you can buy just the bits and pieces that you might want if you don't want the whole collection. Here is my hostess code for the month, and please use that if you want to consider getting the collection from me. Just go online, put in that hostess code, and it'll go through with that. All right, so I am going to pull this down just a little bit so it's a little bit closer there so we can see the cards a little bit better. Let's get that up there. All right. So now, like I said, we're going to do 2 of them tonight, and I'm going to start with the birthday one. All right. Loved the blue paper. I did some coloring, so we're going to do that. And the coloring went super quick and easy. These flowers were so easy to stamp and die cut out. Very quick and easy. Everything about it. And when you have the frames that you're going to cut out, there will be extra pieces that you won't want to lose. You'll want to hang on to them because you can use them in the future. So I have a bag that I've started with. When you use the die cut, I'll show you, it cuts out not only the die, but then you have a centerpiece. So you'll be able to use some of these to use to quick whip up another card. So I've got a whole package started already. So let's get started with the birthday card, okay? And for that, I've got everything here. I'm going to pull it all over. I've got everything cut out so we don't have to worry about spending any time cutting. So for the birthday card then, I used Night of Navy. Let me get all my stuff here. Night of Navy, and that's my normal base size here of 8.5 by 5.5, score at 4 1/4. Okay? And then we've got, I'll put my envelope up here. Your basic white is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to use one for the inside and one for the outside. So I will start with the outside. We'll start layering. All right. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. I did. We started Friday night with my nephew's wedding at Delafield Inn. Oh my gosh. It was just gorgeous. They did such a nice job. It was a beautiful wedding and just wonderful dinner, beautiful location. Saw a lot of people I haven't seen for a while and really had a great time. Family weddings are always great. So this is, like I said, oh, my Piper is sneaking up on the side of my computer. Okay, so this was the 4 by 5 1/4. And now for this particular one, I only went down 1/8 on each layer. And yes, you know me, it's got to have layers. So I only went down 1/8 on the balmy blue. All right, so that is going to be 3 7/8 then, by 5 1/8. And the reason I did that was so you could see more of the DSP when the larger frame is on there. Because this one is much larger. Let me show you that. This frame is much larger than this one. So I could stay my normal layering when I get to the Christmas card. But for this particular one, I needed it just a little bit, little more showing. So then when we get to our DSP, then that was going to be 375 by 5, 3 3/4 by 5. And just by using the paper and layering, it just really zhuzhes up the card a lot. Ties in all of the nice colors. All right, so we've got the front of that. And then what I chose to do for the card, for doing the frame, first we tried the balmy blue, and I'm going to pull that out and show it to you. We thought it would look good, but on second thought we decided, maybe not. We thought it kind of blended in too much. So we didn't go with the balmy blue, but you could if you like that look. And let me show you this one too. You could certainly go with a white one too if you like that. And you're going to have a colored center in there, or a white center, whatever you want. Put those aside. But we chose to stick with the soft succulent. I liked how it pulled out the leaves in the paper. All right. So now I'm going to just put a little glue on the back of that. Just a little bit of the green glue. And it's white, but you know, they call it green glue because the bottle is green. Okay. And I'm not getting mine out here. I've been using it all afternoon. So today we had the wedding on Friday night. I had a card class on Saturday. And then I worked on prepping for shadow boxes that I've got a shadow box class coming up on Wednesday. I've taken a pick class on Tuesday, which is no prepping, which is nice. And then today, Lisa came over and we worked on craft fair projects all day, plus created the cards for you for tonight. So we were busy all day. By the end of the afternoon, we had my husband break out a bottle of wine for us. We had been really hard at it, so we had a fun day. And my friend's coming back tomorrow to help me with some more stuff. I have 3 craft fairs coming up, so I've been quite busy. I've got my whole list of all of the goodies that I want to do. So now I'm just going to place that down there, okay? I have to grab a grid. I need a stamping one, so I'll just have to quick grab that. All right, so now we're going to stamp our oval that was cut out. So when you're cutting out the dies, you're going to do 2 different ones because I wanted the one, or depending on what you want, I wanted a different color. So I did this in the soft succulent, and then we do it in white. So I've got my white inside and I've got my soft succulent outside, and those are the extra pieces that you save. Alrighty. Hey Lori, how's it going? Oh yeah, Lynn, the red berries are very, very nice. All right, so now I'm gonna pull out some of my stuff here. Okay. So I've got my Night of Navy pad, and we're gonna do the sentiment in Night of Navy, and then we'll do the flowers. Okay. So this is wishes for a beautiful birthday. And I am going to do this right on top because I'm going to put the flowers on the bottom. All right. Okay, that's good. And then, so I can take this now and I can use my adhesive and put it right on the card. And it fits right in the center of the frame. There we go. Just to save time, I already stamped in black and cut out my flowers, so we're going to have to color them and then we'll pop them on the card. But for the middle of the card, we are going to do for a special person on a special day. So we'll put that in there. Right up here. And then I need to get my paper, and I'm sorry, I have a little bit of I'm going to fold it in half so it doesn't take up so much space here. I have a used one here. So now what I want to do is take my memento, because I'm going to be coloring, so I want to use that, and I'm going to stamp some flowers just in the corner, okay? And I'll color those in. All right. And then as long as I have it out, no naked envelopes, right, guys? So we will put some flowers on there too, and we'll color those. All right. So I'm going to put my black away. Get out my markers, and it is coloring time. So I am going to start with the flowers that I had cut out. The ink away so I don't get my hands in that. So what I chose to use for these flowers was I wanted to match the DSP. So I'm using the Dark and Light Balmy Blue, Dark and Light Soft Succulent, and the Night of Navy marker. Okay. So looking at the flowers on here, we have Night of Navy in the middle and then the 2 shades of the Balmy Blue. So I'm kind of imitating those. Not kind of, I am imitating those. And then the Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen, I'm just going to use the 2 shades of Soft Succulent. So we're going to start out with coloring. I'm going to do the center with the Night of Navy. And you'll be surprised at how quickly they color up. I never used to be a big color person, but I sure enjoy it now. And as long as I've got the same color, I'm going to do it on all of the pieces that we want colored, okay? So we go there. So I said I was working on craft fair projects, so I have all of my craft fairs are within a 2-week period. I just do 3 every year. I have 3 good ones that I like. On the 20th of November, I'll be at my first one at Lewis Station Winery. And that is in the afternoon on a Sunday for, I think it's about a 3-hour one. It's not super long, but it's nice. It's long enough. And then the next Saturday, I believe it's the 26th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I'll be at Johnson Creek High School. And the Saturday after that, maybe the 4th of December, I will be at the Lutheran Church in Watertown on 9th Street, Emmanuel Lutheran Church. And those are my 3 good ones that I like. I do quite well in them. All right, so I've got that blue down. Now what I'm going to do is take the balmy blue. I'm going to do the light balmy blue and color the flowers. The first layer is just going to be light, and I'll fill in the whole flower, and then I'll go in with the dark in different places. And how I am not the best at the shading. Some people are so fantastic at it. But mine turn out okay. So I start with the light, and then I'll put in some dark in places, and sometimes I'll go right back over it with the light to blend it in together. And like I said, it just is super quick to color these up with the blends. In the navy blue, we don't have a blend, so or Night of Navy. So I just thought, well, I'll just use the marker, and that worked out great. I tried doing the dark balmy blue, but it didn't look the same. And then I remembered I had a marker for the Night of Navy. So I got that out and liked that much, much better. Okay, we've got that. Do my envelope here. This paper, you guys, is just gorgeous. And I really, really love the stamp set. I'm so glad I purchased it. Who are we kidding? I purchased just about every one. I'm getting better at using all of them. I didn't always, but now I had, with having 2 Christmas card buffets, it helps me to use all my Christmas ones. I have another Christmas card buffet coming the 19th of November, so that weekend's super full. The 19th, I have a Christmas card buffet at my church. 6 cards. They're going to be super cute. We're going to start designing those. They're all planned out. I'm going to start creating them tomorrow night, and I'll start posting those. And then the next day I've got my craft fair, so I am going to have a busy weekend. This weekend I'm heading to Indianapolis with Julie Rouge, and that is for Stamping Up for our local onstage event, where we get to see yet another the new mini catalog for January to July, or January to June, rather. And the next celebration that starts in January. So that'll be fun. See all kinds of other stampers. So there we go. I've got my light balmy blue done. And then I'm going to go back in with the dark. And I'm going to just kind of pop up in the middle by the center of the flower, and then kind of just go in different areas, and I just kind of wing it, you guys. Just put some color on and come in and blend it all up. Follow some outlines of the flower petals, and then let's do this one too the same way. Pop a little in there. There we go. So I've got a crazy busy work week this week. I hope you guys, if you're working, I hope your week is a little bit better than mine. It's going to be a little bit hectic and full. It's that time of year for us in surgery where everybody wants their surgeries in, so every day is pretty darn full. So I really look forward to my weekends or my nighttime crafting. I had somebody ask me the other day, what vitamins do you take? Well, I can tell you I crash hard. I love what I do, but there's times I crash pretty hard. Like after class yesterday, I took a 2-hour nap. All right, so I've got my dark in there, and now I'll just kind of zhuzh back in with a little of the light to just kind of blend it all in. And then I really like the look of it. Again, not hard to do. You don't have to be an artist. It is what it is, and it always looks pretty darn good. I'm always happy with it. So we'll go in now and add a little bit more light on some of the areas where I had the dark in there, and that's my technique anyway. And it works for me. Everybody's got their own thing. And nothing's right and nothing's wrong. It's all good. So go back in this one yet. Just by adding that extra little color, it just gives it a little bit more dimension. If I go over where the dark was. Kind of softens it up. All right, now I just have to fill in with the green and we can put everything together. So I'm going to use the light soft succulent, and I'll put a little green in. But basically most of it is just going to be the light. Color is so pretty. Okay, these are all full leaves down here, so that's an easy coloring. Don't have to be real careful, just on the outside edges. Okay. I'll get quiet because I'll be concentrating on my coloring. Sorry about that. I just do, and it's hard for me to watch the comments right now too. I'm sorry about that, but need to color. We need to get it all colored and all pretty for you. This is all leaves down there. And a little bit now on the envelope. We'll get that colored up. There we go. And now I will just add a little bit of dark to it. Just kind of down by the big ones. Have a little veining on them. So I'll just put a little bit of, I'll trace the lines a little bit with the dark soft succulent. Just gives it a little bit more depth. And it's okay if it's not perfect, like I said before, it's all good. And look at that, we are almost done. I am good with that. Okay, so I'm going to put the markers away, get my adhesive back, and we're going to put the inside in the card. And I love that all of the sayings that they have on there, they all fit in the oval, in the frame. It's like it was meant to be. They had a master plan, which is really nice. And that too makes the card so easy to make. Okay, so now we have this, and I'm going to take my flowers that I made, And I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. You could put a little Wink of Stella on if you would like to on the flowers. I did not on this one. Usually I do, but I didn't on this one. But you certainly could. Okay. And for this one, at first I thought my plan would be, of course, the Symmetrical Mary would be to put it that way. But it worked out really nice, kind of putting it off to the side. I really liked how that turned out. And then next we're going to get last touch. We just need to get our our little, what are they called? These are gold adhesive back swirls. That's what they're called. So I will put those on and the card is done. All right, so we're just going to put 3 of those on. Get my Take a Pick tool here. And we'll put one right down in this spot. And we'll take one and we'll put one right about here. And the last one we'll put up in this area. And there we go. All done. Beautiful birthday card. I absolutely love this set. I'm so happy I got it. Love these colors. They look great together. So that's the birthday card. So now let's put that away and show you how we can do it for Christmas. All right. So I'm going to pack this up before I lose everything here. Okay, so now let's get the Christmas one out. Here we go. So we've got cherry cobbler, soft succulent, and then there's evening evergreen in there. We're going to use that ink to pop in with the evening evergreen here. So I've got all of my stuff all ready, and we are going to use the silver foil to cut that out with one of the dies from the set. And the one tip I have for you, when you're using silver foil, or any of the foils, okay? So if you're going to be cutting it out, I typically cut it the size of a rectangle that's going to fit this. Because if you run a whole strip through the cut and emboss, when the plates get worn a little bit, they get pitted up and they tend to damage the rest of the foil. So you want to just be smart and just use a piece that just fits your die, okay? Just to save yourself some headache of losing some pretty foil. Okay, so let's put that back in there. All right, so we have, I'm going to put it this way because I see some smudge on there. So I've got the soft succulent and same kind of fold. I didn't do any fun folds or fancy folds tonight. So we've got the 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to do the regular white, which is 4 1/4. I apologize, that's 4 by 5 1/4 will be the white layer. And then we'll go down 1/4 of an inch. I no longer need this. I'm going to get that out of the way. We'll go down 1/4 of an inch for each layer. And to me, this card needed layers. Both cards. They just, sometimes the layers just help pop it. And you don't have to do a lot of work with cutting and stuff like that. Just make layers on your card and it's good to go. Except that one is crooked. Unless my paper is cut crooked, which that could be too. I cut in bulk, so sometimes it gets a little crooked. I have a big guillotine cutter, and this one appears to be just a tad crooked, so I'm going to flip it, see if it's better this way. Not too bad. Okay, we'll do that. Then I've got cherry cobbler, and then now that is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, put that down. Okay, then I've got my DSP, and this has got a direction, so I had to watch how I'm doing it. And this one's going to be 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I can tape that down now because I will color it while I've got it on the card. And that's no problem. And the one nice thing doing it this way was we found, and having the oval There are ones that we found that I don't have to color in. I don't have to use any ink. Now, this is pretty like that, and you could, it's totally up to you. You could leave them white and it would be fine, but I just really liked how the red looked. So putting it like this, I know I do not have to color those 4 berries in because they're going to be covered up. So we're going to take our, we used our light cherry cobbler for this particular one. And I use the fine tip end. I usually use the big brush end, but just for a little bit more control, I use the fine tip end so I could get around the edges. And look at that. I just am amazed because I thought, no, I don't want to color those. I don't think those are going to look good. And they look so good. Sometimes you just have to take a chance. You know what? It's only paper. What's the worst that can happen? You don't like it and you throw that little piece away. So I was glad that I had a chance, that I had a little extra when I cut the sheets, that I could play with it first and see what I thought. Okay. See how they just pop? They're just so fun. There's a little green tint to the bottom of them, but you want to color the whole berry anyway, and there's a little green dot on the top, and then the green comes through as a dark red. I don't have to do those 4, remember, so I will leave those alone. There we go, and this one, and we are all done with the berries. There we go. Nothing to it. Quick and easy. Love it. Okay. Now I will put on my soft succulent frame, my oval. So this one, again, like I said, is a little bit smaller than the other one. We'll get our glue out. And we'll glue that up. There we go. We can lay that down. And it's funny, usually I have ribbon on my cards too, but I just felt that these cards did not need it. They were so pretty with the DSP and everything else that we put on. They just simply didn't need any glue on, or any ribbon on it. Just a little bling. All right, so we've got that on there. And it's nice when you use the glue, then you can slide it around just a little bit. All right, so we're going to use May This Season Be Filled with Peace and Joy. We're going to do that in cherry cobbler. So I'm going to put this piece down here now, the white one. And stamp up, ink up my stamp. And this one I'm going to put more in the center. All right, got that. I'm going to leave that ink out because we're going to use it again. So now I can put my adhesive on the back. And set it right in the center. And it fits real nice. There we go. Maybe I was a little crooked, but it's okay. It's a card. It's all good. Now, there it is. I'm losing my silver. So now I'm going to just fit this along here how I think it fits the best. I don't want to cover up the words at all. So I think I'm going to put it kind of like that. So I'm going to put a little a little glue on that one. Okay. On the back of it, not the whole thing, just where there's some thick spots for it. There's some dots on there that I can get glue on, and it'll hold it all down. There. I'll try and lay that on there again. Let's see. Kind of wanted it up there. Let's go like that. If you wanted, you could put a little bow down there, but it doesn't need it. And yeah, this one is just a little stamped, just a little bit crooked. That's okay. Then I use the Festive Pearls. And on the first card, I used the soft succulent, the green, that looks like soft succulent. This one, I'm going to change it up and I'm going to put the silver on it. So we'll put the silver bling on. All right. So we'll kind of put one down here, and we'll one up here, and how about right there. And there we go. We've got the front all set to go. So there's the front, and now let's finish up the inside and the envelope. So my inside is going to say Merry Christmas, and I'm going to do that in cherry cobbler. I need to stand for this. See if I can get that straight. Sometimes the little ones are tough. That one looks pretty good. And then I wanted something in the corner, so there is in the, not the holiday one, but the regular one, there is a leaf. So I'm going to use that leaf because it kind of matches the paper. And I'm going to do that in evergreen. Get my paper back up here. Okay. And I am just going to do a little growing leaf out the corner like that. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing on the envelope. We'll put a little leaf. There you go. Now let's put our inside in. I'm going to get the ink closed up before I make a mess. Okay, I'm going to put the envelope aside, my paper down, and we'll put a little adhesive on here. Coming to the end of my adhesive. And we will just put that right here. And there you go, guys. Here it is in a Christmas version. Isn't that cool? I love this set. I hope you do too. If you're interested, again, here is my hostess code for this month. This set, again, is available through January 4th. And the framed florets bundle, this will carry over into the next catalog, but the framed and festive does not, nor does the paper or the bling. So you want to keep those things in mind. But here's two gorgeous cards with that set. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you take a chance and get this. It's just a beautiful set. So that's what I've got for you tonight, guys. And hope you join me again. I appreciate you joining me tonight. I hope you can join me again next Sunday. Who knows what I'll have in store for you next Sunday. But have a great week and happy crafting, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.